Peace, family. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to the gods, peace to the earths, peace to all righteous families of the planet. It's your big brother Fahiym, back again. Real brief talk. I just wrote down a few things that I wanted to just discuss real fast. You know, I was building with a brother the other day, one of my African brothers out here, and he was just telling me about, like, in the Gambia, his country, and how, he was talking about, like, the juju, and, we were talking about African spirituality, and voodoo and stuff like that. And, it was some real interesting stuff he was telling me, and I'm just sitting there listening to him, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, at the end of the day, my voodoo or my voodoo is Islam. I told him, I was like, my Islam that I received from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that's the highest form of voodoo, the highest form of African spirituality. In fact, Islam itself is the renaissance of all forms of African spirituality. I've heard certain, scholars and stuff do lectures and bills, and they try to diminish Islam, like, Islam is not African spiritual, it's just a piece of it, but it's not the entire. And the thing is, technically it is the entire African spiritual systems, all meshed into one, perfected by the original man. Allah says in the Qur'an to Ibrahim, to Abraham, this day I perfected for you your religion and completed my favor to you, and have given you Islam as a religion. As, key word, as, because really it's our way of life, our divine way of life. But because God knew that we would have all kind of other crazy religious practices that would lead us astray, he said, look, if you want to practice a religion or do a religion, the best religion would really be Islam. Because technically it's not your religion anyway. It's your way of life. It's your culture. So at least practice that. So I'm going to give you Islam as a religion, to use as a religion. I, self, Lord and Master. I stimulate life and matter. I sincerely love Allah's mathematics. All of this is saying that I, myself, am God. I, God. I, God. I, God is Islam. The I stands for Islam. As long as you remember that. I've heard some gods try to, say the I stands for something else. The Father in the original alphabet had I as Islam. So let's cut that foolishness out right now. I is Islam. I, self, Lord and Master. I am God, myself. There ain't no other God nowhere else. There is no God except the God within myself. That's my shahada. La ilaha illallah. There is no God, no other God, except the God force buried deep within myself. That's the only God that exists, that I know of. And when you follow that God, you are now standing in the cipher or circumference of truth. And we know truth is what? Power. When you got truth, you got power. Can't nobody put their hands on you. The devil can't come and snuff you out of your position or, oust you or anything like that. No, nobody. For David the psalmist to say, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. That means the white man is standing right there watching you build a nation, go about doing your daily job of building a nation. He's right there watching you trying to go, he can't do nothing to you. That's not magic, is what I was trying to explain to the African brother. That's not magic. That's pure mathematics in science. That's what that is. Voodoo priests, the Obia man, whatever, they have to have some sort of knowledge of the elements, because that's all voodoo is. It's manipulation of the elements. Understanding the forces of nature and how to get those forces of nature to work for you. Nobody can do that better than the original man. Because all of the forces and all of the stuff that I just mentioned, all of the above, comes from the original man. According to our lessons, what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? By our discipline and through our acquisition of knowledge, gaining information, this empowers us and enables us to stand up in the front of our enemies and say, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. For thou art with me. For thou art in me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. The rod is truth. It's unbending, This is the reason why the white man or the devil is spoken of as a serpent. Because the serpent he's known to go around, and his movements are similar to, that sixth nature. Going around the serpent. Going around truth and what truth says. This is the devil. The Africans or black people during the time of the Haitian Revolution was said to have used a powerful force, a powerful method of voodoo or voodoo, a powerful method that the white man had never seen before, had not yet ever seen this way used before. Killed all of Napoleon's army, ran them out of there. They had to retreat, go back to Europe, get more troops to come back and get defeated again by the same Africans, the same Haitians, same brothers. Toussaint Louverture, Dessalines, Bookman, whose name really wasn't Bookman. That was actually when I did my research on him a little further, that was actually just a nickname, because he was known for walking around the plantations or whatever with, his book. Al-Kitabullah, the book of Allah, his book of life, his Qur'an, his history. He was known to walk around with that. And the white man ain't do nothing. Couldn't do nothing to him. But then he would rally the slaves together and be like, yo. And he told the slaves basically, yo, put down all of those teachings that the white man gave us, that the slave master told us. Take up your African spiritual systems and go and fight them, and you will be successful. That's what we did. We were successful. To me, that only means the black man is God. Put down that paganistic practice and worship you're doing, and confess that the black man is God. The white man is the devil. And with that, they were successful. Nobody could stop them. Most strongest form of voodoo or voodoo practice in Haiti. It was really Islam. It was mathematics. That's all voodoo is, or true voodoo is. It's mathematics. Mathematics is real science. It's not magic. The Pharaoh used magic or tried to use magic against Musa or Moses. He threw down his wisdom or his serpents. And Moses threw down his wisdom. And it says Moses' wisdom gobbled theirs right up like it was nothing. That means he was eating through the falsehood like it was nothing. Theirs was magic. His was real science and mathematics. So, as I leave, family, the famous physicist Einstein once said, if there is a God, he must be a mathematician. Just think about that. If there is a God, he must be a mathematician. Ain't that something? Because everywhere the white man can look in the universe, all he sees is numbers, mathematics. It's older than the sun, moon, and the stars. Islam was always something that the Most High had in his mind to give to us. but it had to be perfected. And by giving us the Holy Qur'an and through Ibrahim and the rest of the prophets, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala perfected our culture and gave it to us to study. So with that being said, family, just a little short bill. My day is just about over. You know, I'm about to run back to the kingdom. I might get a little bit more running or whatever in, you know, running around today. But inshallah, we will return with another build on this. Very important, you know, African spirituality and how our Islam is the renaissance of all of those African spiritual systems in a perfected stage. That's what we teach as the 5% Nation of Islam over here in the wilderness of North America. So with that being said, family, I'll leave you as I came in the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to the gods, peace to the earths.